Welcome to the 158th edition of Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. My name is Gary Hill, and I'm both your host and your reviewer. This time I'm going to be looking at a Blu-Ray release of a film called Ghost Game. This movie is definitely enjoyable, but it's not without its problems. Really, there is only one, but it's a pretty important one. That problem is that the dark scenes are just too dark. It makes it really hard to see what's happening some of the time. I mean, you can probably adjust the picture on your TV, but then the light scenes would likely be too bright, and it's a pain to do that anyway. It really seems like it would take away from the viewing experience. Now, that's not a problem that's exclusive to this movie, though. It's something you see a lot in movies, and especially in indie movies. I'm not sure if they configure the film for movie theaters and then it looks too dark on home screens or what. If that's the problem, though, I would think that they could put another step in the process to bring up the brightness when converting for home release. Now, with the negative out of the way, let's get to the rest of the review. The story setup on this thing is great. The premise is that there are a group of people around the world who break into homes and stay there, moving things around and doing other stuff to convince the people who live there that their home is haunted. And they put up cameras so it can all be captured and shared online. The story here has a lot of complicating parts that make it more interesting and mysterious. For one thing, we find a couple getting ready to go do a haunting, which is what they call ghost game excursions, but it's the male partner in the couple's first time going after his girlfriend kicks her former ghost game partner to the curb in a rather heated argument. There are obviously hard feelings between her and the original partner, too. The house itself lends another wrinkle. It's a notorious murder-suicide house that is rumored to be haunted. It has been sitting empty for a long time, but new owners are moving in. The question is the house really haunted? Those new owners are a controversial author who is said to have faked his daughter's disappearance for the sake of a sensationalist book. He is now on his second marriage and has a stepdaughter who is on the autism spectrum. So his intentions and the dynamic of the family bring another wrinkle because he's working on another book centered around this house. All these moving parts and more merge for a story that keeps you guessing as to what's going on. I'm not going to reveal any more because I want to avoid spoilers. Let me say that the mystery element is one of the things that works the best about this movie. In general, the performances and filmmaking are all solid too. The full effect is powerful. This is the kind of movie that hit pretty hard for both my wife and I. It was one where you feel like you've been through something when it's done, and that's really a good thing as far as I'm concerned. The Blu-ray comes with several bonuses. The two that really got my attention were a couple of short horror films. Now, there is an interesting aspect that tied both of them together along with tying them to the feature film here. That is the usage of camera feeds. Both shorts and the feature make a lot of use of that concept. All in all, this is a movie that I would recommend. It was really a nice surprise. And I would get this Blu-ray release at least for the short horror film bonuses. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.